Hey, what's up, Kings? It's your boy here with another YouTube video. And today I'm going to be reading an article for you guys. It's off the chain. It's a girlfriend that draws up a 17-page contract for a guy she's been dating for just 2 weeks. Crazy. Let's get into it.
Off in the deep end like usual. Niggas swear they passed us, they doing too much. Haven't done my taxes, I'm too.
Alright guys, so as I said before, this is mind-blowing that this is a thing, but apparently it is. And we live in an age where people would take something like this and try it in real life. But here we go. This girl, she met this guy on Tinder, and after 2 weeks of dating him, she decided to drop on him a 17-page contract to date her, to be with her in a relationship, right? I'm not sure who would sign something like this. It seems way controlling, but let's get into the article. So her name is Annie Wright. She's 21. She drafted a 17-page relationship contract after dating her now boyfriend for only 2 weeks. All right. While it's no 18-page letter to Ross Geller Wright's contract to her boyfriend Michael Head, he's 23. It was just as extensive. Alright, the contract came with 4 main objectives: honesty, communication, awareness of partners' needs, and clarity and alignment in their intentions. Wow. Control freak much? Like, this is like right off the bat. But, let me give her a little bit here. Honesty is important in a relationship. You need to be honest. Communication is key. Awareness of your partner's needs, being concerned with their well-being, yeah, granted. But the whole idea of having this on a contract is what tips the scale a little bit too much, in my opinion. All right, so the article continues here. She says, I made the idea as a joke, and then he said, no, seriously, we can do that and talk about it. So right here we can see she said she did this as a joke, because if I'm not mistaken, I think she took this from a series, a comedy series. I think I saw that on Friends, I think it was, the contract thing. So she brought this from the TV show into real life, and then this douche accepted the contract. All right, so let's continue here. The couple met last October on Tinder after Wright left a toxic relationship. And she was determined to make this relationship with him, he's a law student, work out. All right, so the reason why I did this with toxic is because most of the times the female side of the relationship, when it doesn't work out, if you ask them what happened, it's always the guy's fault. They never take any kind of accountability into their part into the relationship. They always say the guy was a narcissist, he was an asshole, he treated me bad, blah, 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 so on and so forth. But they never look in the mirror and see if they did anything wrong or they had any faults. They were angels in the whole situation. Almost every time, very rare, meet a woman who would actually take accountability for her part in the relationship. So at that time, I had braces in college and I was very embarrassed, said Wright. It was also the pandemic time, but I got to a point where I was like, screw it. I'm going on dates with guys and I don't care anymore. I matched with almost anybody on Tinder, and I would tell my matches, I'm going on a walk with my dog at 2 p.m. today, are you free? It was a fluke that I met him. I was going on 3 Tinder dates a week to go there and meet people. Okay, so first off, guys, do not go out on a date at 2 p.m. especially with a dog. You're walking a dog and the girl, that is just too much of awkwardness right there. The dog wanna pee and poop, bark at you, jump on your lap. No, crazy. That's like you bringing one of your guy friends with you on a date. It's an extra individual, a distraction. You're supposed to be getting to know each other on a date. So walking a dog at 2 p.m., that's like a friend thing to me. That's just like grabbing coffee. Anyway, let's go on. Thankfully, when Wright met Head, they instantly clicked, and he was like, I want us to be boyfriend and girlfriend. In order to be ready for that, we need to lay some serious ground rules. So you just met this chick, and it sounds like on the first date or the second date you're asking her to be your girlfriend. This sounds like a guy who doesn't have much options. I mean, just to sign this contract to me says volumes. You know, you need to vet this girl. You need to know what she's about. Why would you invite her into your life to be your girlfriend? You don't even know the girl. Get to know her first, vet her, see her traits, and then you can say, you know, let her bring up the idea of being exclusive. Because you as a guy asking to be exclusive off the jump, the girl could sense that, okay, well, you have no options, or you seem pretty needy. Let the girl ask you for that relationship. That way you set in the frame for a more better outcome on the long-term side of things. Instead of you being like, please, could I be a boyfriend? That's starting off at a low value point for you as a guy. Okay, so never ask to be exclusive first. Let the girl ask that question. So within the 17-page document, Wright outlined all of her expectations for the relationship, which asked Head for no silent treatment, to pay for date nights, and not to isolate her from her loved ones. Wow, so no silent treatment. Yeah, because, you know, that falls back into communication. I agree with that. If you have a problem, you should be very verbal about it. I do have a slight issue with paying for all the date nights as a guy, because we live in a time where equality, right? So why you're having your boyfriend pay for all the dates? I'm sure she has a job. She makes money just like the guy does. It's very selfish of her to not want to pay for dates here and there. I do support guys paying for the first dates and most of the dates, but don't have a contract saying that every date night you have to pay. That is simply outrageous, in my opinion. So it goes on here to say, we printed out the terms and conditions. I went over to his place and we sat on either side of the bed and read them out loud. She recalls, I felt like the biggest issue I had in my last relationship was it felt like boundaries of mine were crossed that I never established. I was like, this time I'll write them out and no one can cross my boundaries. Michael's also in pre-law, so he's pretty keen on the idea of making a contract. Okay, so I can see why he wants to do this. It seems like logical. Hey, we have clauses here, terms and conditions. I would love to go into these terms and conditions pretty quickly here in a little bit when I get to the end of this article. Additionally, she asks for a romantic gesture once every 2 weeks and to work out at least 5 times a week. That sounds to me like a gift, or bring her flowers and chocolate at least once every 2 weeks. And he has to work out 5 times a week in the gym. Granted, that's great. Keep your body, guys, keep your body in check. Go to the gym, work out. Very important as a guy. But I'm wondering, so far this contract sounds very one-sided. Like everything's like for her benefit. What is she doing here in this relationship? You know, like what does she have to bring towards the goal for long-term success? It seems very all about me and making me happy. So we treat our relationship almost like a business interaction, Wright told The Sun. We deal with conflicts like partners in the business world. We sit down and treat it more like we're partners in life, and love is an added bonus. Clearly, something is working for the two of them as they're approaching their anniversary. Wright joked that her boyfriend will want to add a clause or two of his own, including taking off shoes in his apartment, which he always forgets to do. Wow. Wow. So she has the contract and he hasn't even added a clause or two to benefit him as yet, as they just said. So everything is all about her, as I just mentioned in my earlier comment. As you can see right here, verbally, he probably said, hey, you know what? When you come to my apartment, please take your shoes off. And she just said she always forgets to do that. That's an indicator right there that she off the jump doesn't respect this guy. She does it because if he asks for like that one thing so far and she forgets to do it, what's the sense of the contract? And mind you, if he decides one day to skip a week of bringing her that romantic gesture, that gift or whatever it is, I can almost guarantee hell is going to burn over. She's going to turn up on his ass and be like, listen, section 2.8 said you needed to bring me a gift today and you didn't. If he if he goes on a date and looks at her to pay, she's going to turn up because listen, section 28C says you have to pay for all dates. So off the jump, guys, this is doomed to fail. It's totally one-sided. She has all these demands, as most modern women do, and he has little to none. And I can almost guarantee, again, I'm going to be using this word a lot. I'm guaranteeing a lot. But I can almost guarantee that when it comes to the bedroom fun, when it comes to certain things that couples do in the bedroom, if you know what I mean, I'm sure she's going to be rationing this to this guy. It's going to be like, you know, once a month or once every 2 weeks, you know, like if he gets me a gift, yeah, maybe I'll give him this or do this for him. And on your birthday, I'm going to give you something special, you know, like a little treat. So this is what I see going on here right now in this situation. Mind you guys, I'm going to link the article in the pin in the description or whatever, so you can take a look at this chick and tell me if she is Jennifer Lopez. You know, like rate her on a scale of 1 to 10 and let me know what you guys, I want to know what you guys think in the comments. So continuing on, this has been a game changer, said Wright, who was surprised that more couples don't draw up contracts. I'd recommend all couples to have one. It's the best thing ever. Do not. I recommend you do not do this. Our relationship needs to be spontaneous. You need to have surprises. Just don't be a douche to each other. You have to naturally like the person and do things of your free will. Not like, okay, let me refer to the contract to see what I need to do to make him or her happy. You know what I mean? This is bananas. People just fall into relationships, said Wright. This makes me know what I'm signing up for. I live in constant fear of waking up 2 years into a relationship and realizing my partner doesn't have the same life plan as me. You've put 1 or 2 years into a relationship, but you don't agree on the core things. If you don't have that core connection, you're wasting time and prolonging heartbreak. At this point, we update it every 6 months or so. We'll visit it. Some good points here. You know, yeah, you need to have a good foundation getting into a relationship, obviously. And I think the more clean cut it is, the better. So we're partners in this, Wright said. We're agreeing to tackle life together and take this as our game plan for doing it. All right, cool. I'm happy for you on that fantastic contract you have there, but let me see if I can find some of the clauses in the contract real quick here. Let me know what you guys think about this. Okay, so her love language is gifts, so he buys her flowers when he goes to the gas station because his is quality time, and she accompanies him to the gym. This one here is my friends and family. It's not up to you to determine who in my life is toxic for me. You can share your opinions, but you cannot tell me who I should or shouldn't hang out with. What? So if you're an outside party and you're looking at your girl's friends, you can't have any say or be verbal about your thoughts about her friends? I mean, wow. And I'm sure that she will have a ton to say about his friends and his associates and tell him who he can be friends with and who he cannot be friends with. If he happens to come home and say, hey babe, this girl Stacy at the office, she's pretty cool, and I think we're gonna hang out sometime, you know, as friends, you know, she's pretty cool. I can almost guarantee she's gonna be like, hells no, I don't care who Stacy is, you can't hang out with her. Right. Oh, I probably need at least 2 to 3 days just away during busy times of the year. Not all weeks, but most. I think this should be easy since we have our own friend groups and stay active. I just need a few days to recharge. This has nothing to do with you. This is just true even for my closest family. I will just need space because I like to think and process things on my own time. So, in essence, you're saying you want to have 2 to 3 days just to disappear and just have your alone time. Who could guess what might be potentially happening in these 2 to 3 days alone? You know, she takes a trip to Miami for a weekend, or Las Vegas, or California, New York. Guys, use your imagination. Be smart. And I'm going to end this video right here by saying, protect your signature, protect your seed. Have a great day.